So one of the main issues with the kava industry in Fiji right now is dieback disease, which is caused by a cucumber mosaic virus, and it's affecting a lot of farmers in a really negative way. Kava Coalition is collaborating with government institutions and private stakeholders to try and address dieback disease, get Fiji back on track, producing more kava.
Bulbinaka. I am Toloi Vasu and I work for the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways, based at the Coronivia Research Stations in Osori. I've been working in the ministry for the past 30 years. I'm working in the section at the research called the Management of Pest. One of the units that comes under it is the management of diseases. Kava dieback is a viral disease. It is caused by a virus called the cucumber mosaic virus, and it is transferred by an insect called the aphid from one farm or from one plant to another. There are a wide range of crops that are affected by kava dieback, by CMV. When I say other crops, this includes vegetables and ornamental plants, as well as tree crops. Kava dieback is called, as the name is, means it starts from the leaves and then it travels down to the stem, and even it can affect the root as well. So the symptoms starts from the leaves, and you would see crinkling of leaves or mosaic pattern of leaves. Mosaic means it's a combination of green and yellow or even white on the leaves. And then it travels down to the stems. You would notice a black rot on the nodes of the stems first. And then the stems would turn black. This is not a soft black rot, but it is a dry rot. When it travels down to the roots, you would see that at times the worst stage getting into the stem is you will just have the fiber present, rotting as well. Okay, rotting is of course, but at situations you will find, you will just left with the fiber. There are researches being done. I would say for now, yes, there is not a problem to drink kava when it's affected by kava dieback. It was discovered in Fiji in 1935. In theory, they said that it came from Tonga, where it was discovered first there before it came to Fiji. And how it got into Fiji, mostly we would say that it is through the transfer of virus-infected planting material. Yes, to date, we have the kava dieback still existing. And kava dieback is not, there is no chemical to control. There is none, because it is virus. Now the insect, when it gets the virus and deposited, it just deposits and then it leaves. It doesn't stay on the plant. So it's not easy to even locate. So that is challenging too on the management, which means we can only manage the disease through integrated crop management. To name a few, one is to practice the traditional method of planting kava. Secondly, it's to intercrop kava with other non-infected virus plants. To name a few, these include bananas, taro, pineapple, even coconut. Thirdly, it's always good that you raise your seedlings in a nursery before you transfer them into the field. Number 4 is to avoid transferring infected plants. Otherwise, the virus will still keep spreading. Use a healthy soil, okay, and that is good drainage as well. But very important if we follow these management practices. We have other few organizations that are working together with the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways. Recently, with Farmer Plus, for the past 2 years, we've been working very closely. And with them, we are able to get experts from even outside Fiji. And that includes Department of Agriculture and Forests in Australia, and then a pathologist, and an expert by profession on Kava Dieback, land care research, a nematologist, also on fungus and bacterial disease from Australia too. And then we have MDF, which are very close related, connected to Pharma Plus as well. We have SPC, we have the Fiji National University, and we also have the University of the South Pacific. All, we are working together to combat this Kava Dieback disease. Kava Dieback disease, to really identify, is not easy. There is more awareness that we still need to do, especially to farmers and other stakeholders. It has become complicated in a sense that with other diseases that are also involved, like fungus and bacteria, and nematodes as well. I know Kava Dieback is still there, yes, but with other diseases that are coming on board, we have to really identify which of these is probably a secondary infection to the Kava Dieback disease problem. One of the things that we are going to do, number one, is a screening of tolerant varieties. We need to identify the varieties, and then we test them, screen them, of which one is really tolerant to Kava Dieback. Secondly, Kava is a tropical plant. There are a number of things that we need to test, and that is climatic zones. We have the wet, dry, and intermediate zones, the kind of variety that will grow best in each of these zones, the soil health practices that we will conduct, we have to do in order to grow the Kava well and healthy. And one of the things that, the main component of Kava is the lactones that, we get it by drinking it. Now, I want to see the level of these. So all these are in the combination of the study that has to be carried out to know all this. Those are the things that we is a way forward for research now. It will be very interesting, and then to know when it has maps and all, these developed, and then you'll be able to tell. It will tell you this variety, it has these lactone levels under this type of soil, So that's what it's the way forward for research. The Ministry of Agriculture, the research is based at Coronivia. So at Coronivia, we have soil scientists, we have experts on the pathology and entomology, on the management of pests, and we also have agronomists. Coronivia would be, the first place that you should come to. But apart from there are other experts that I have now moved out to other institutions or organizations where you can also seek help from them. And that is the Secretariat of the Pacific Community, SPC, and we have the University of the South Pacific, and then we have the Fiji National University. And of course, we have Pharma Plus and MDF, who is going to take the next program after Pharma Plus has completed their phase.
Working together, collaborating internationally, we can address dieback disease, and we can get Fiji back on track to being one of the major kava producing countries in the Pacific.